As I said, today we begin the process of rebuilding and revitalizing our economy by modernizing our nation's infrastructure. Over the last year, we've seen the devastating results of inaction, major power outages, water disruptions, healthcare facilities stretched to the limit, and communities left behind due to the digital divide. The Lift America Act, which was introduced last week by all 32 committee Democrats, will help build back a better economy. It invests a total of $312 billion in clean and efficient energy, safe drinking water, expanded access to broadband, brownfields cleanup, and improving our nation's healthcare infrastructure. This legislation will serve as the blueprint moving forward, and it provides us an opportunity to work together in a bipartisan fashion to deliver a robust and comprehensive infrastructure package. And I'm hopeful that we can work together to find bipartisan solutions. So I want to stress, and I said this to our ranking member. I mean, this is a beginning. We introduced this as Democrats, but we would like to have Republican input into this, before anything moves forward. And there are a lot of bipartisan provisions, including the overall bill and, measures that were introduced by Republicans. So the bill itself does have a number of Republican initiatives in it. But be that as it may, we look at this as a work in progress. The Lift America Act will help us combat the climate crisis by investing more than 69 billion in clean energy and energy efficiency. We include funding to modernize our electric grid to accommodate more renewable energy and make it more resilient. Funding to help rapidly deploy new technologies aimed at reducing emissions, and funding for energy efficiency. And we worked a lot on energy efficiency and resiliency in that energy package, that was a lot of which was included in the omnibus at the end of the year. We also invest more than 41 billion in the deployment of electric vehicle infrastructure, including 12.5 billion to accelerate domestic manufacturing of batteries, power electronics, and other technologies for use in plug-in vehicles. Collectively, these investments will help us take an important step in combating the climate crisis while also rebuilding our economy, creating good paying jobs, and providing much needed relief to consumers on their energy bills. We also invest more than 51 billion to protect Americans' drinking water. The legislation extends and increases funding for the state revolving loan fund and other safe water programs targeting lead service lines, water system resiliency, and water system security. We also established a new $2.5 billion grant program to help filter toxic PFAS chemicals, or forever chemicals, out of water supplies in affected communities, and ensure that water systems in U.S. territories will have access to resources they need. We also further fund the Brownfields program, which has successfully helped communities, including many environmental justice communities, clean up contaminated sites, remove public health threats, and prepare the sites for development. And the Lift America Act also makes significant investments in the expansion of broadband internet services. We invest 80 billion for the deployment of secure and resilient high-speed broadband, and this allows for 100% broadband deployment across the country, closing the digital divide. Over the last year, we've seen how essential internet connectivity is, and this investment will lead to stronger small businesses and more jobs. And the legislation also invests 15 billion for the implementation of next generation 911 services that allow callers to send text messages, images, or videos to 911 in times of emergency. Again, a very much a bipartisan initiative. And there's 9.3 billion for broadband affordability and adoption to ensure that everyone can afford internet services. And finally, the Lift America Act invests 30 billion in our nation's health infrastructure. The COVID-19 pandemic has exposed an alarming number of pre-existing weaknesses in our nation's healthcare infrastructure, and the pandemic has also stretched our health infrastructure to the breaking point. And this funding will be used to upgrade hospitals and community health centers, improve clinical laboratory infrastructure, support the Indian Health Service, and increase the overall capacity for community-based care in America. So I don't think there's any better way to stimulate the economy for the future than to modernize our badly aging infrastructure. And I obviously want to work on this together as much as we can over the next few weeks. So with that, I'll yield back.